What's up guys? How we doing? Welcome to another video. Today we are off to Mac 10 garage, a friend of mine's garage, to replace the gearbox in the E36, which is on the trailer behind us, because we have the dyno tune coming up. Currently it has a gearbox with blown second gear, so that's just not going to cut it. My friends at Mac 10 garage who are lending me their hoist so I can do the gearbox without laying on the ground, which is always nice. The best part I guess about this is that these guys have some crazy drift cars, some of the best looking drift cars here in Victoria, which is awesome. So we're going to check their cars out, as well as replace the gearbox in the E36. So I'm actually not very well at the moment, feeling pretty sick. Had a couple of days off work this week and still feeling rough, but we have to get this stuff done. I'm hungry. I need McDonald's or something. I don't usually eat fast food, but when you're doing cars you kind of have no other choice. We've arrived. Unloading. Hee-hee. It's gonna be a good night. Alright, we've arrived at the Mac 10 garage, and these boys have some pretty damn cool cars going on here. Woo! This is Nathan's car. Hey Nathan.
Hey.
He's the gentleman who has agreed to let me use his hoist. What a dude. Been friends for a while now, met through drifting. This is his beautiful S13 180 front with, of course, because he's Australian, what engine's it got in it, mate?
Most Aussie motor there is.
Of course. The mighty LS. Dude, this thing is tidy as hell.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
It's got everything it needs, right?
Yep.
It's pretty simple though.
Just cam, exhaust, that's it. And
Yeah.
tune, that's it.
What powers it, mate?
280 kilowatt.
280 kilowatts. That's so good.
Yeah.
Literally just a cam, a tune, an exhaust, and they make 280 kilowatt all day long.
Yep.
So good. Whew. This thing is just ridiculous.
I went TR6060 gearbox as well over the T56.
Yeah, stronger?
Yeah.
TR6060.
Yeah.
Wicked. He does all the fab work himself as well.
Yep.
Can't see it too well at the moment with the bars, but
Yeah,
everything looks wicked.
This is the first one I did,
Yeah.
so it's the sketchy one. That
Yeah,
one.
do all the sketchy work on your own car.
Yeah, that's the good one.
Awesome. Yeah, these boys all have the same colour cars as well,
Yeah.
which is crazy. All the livery looks wicked. What kit's on this?
Yours Type 4.
Yeah, work in motion,
Yeah.
wheels.
And then just Origin 55 guards.
Yeah, we're rocking the same steering wheel now.
Yeah, no,
Love it.
classic.
Yeah,
360.
boy. Yep,
Okay.
love it. Wicked, dude.
Yeah,
Always keep these things so tidy looking.
that's it.
After every event, you're back here.
You have plenty of time to fix it up. Why
Yeah.
not fix it up?
Yeah, make it look good. I'm all about a good looking drift car,
It's not
man.
like everyone drives every week, so.
Nah, plenty of time.
In my opinion.
Yep, and then of course the 180.
Yep, brownies.
Yep, with SR.
Yeah, SR, just Z32, AFM, 55cc injectors.
Yep,
Makes 195 kilowatt.
that's all you need.
That's it.
Just simple seat time car. Again, you've done all the fab work on this car.
Yeah, Brownie actually crushed it at a.
Yeah, he did it bad, eh?
Yeah, it was the first lap of a skid pan day, just cold tyres and.
Yeah,
Just went too hard, and this tower was actually touching the firewall.
and you guys just pulled it back out, hey?
And Schwab's pulled it out on a rack,
Yeah,
and then yeah, we just did the tube front.
yeah, and it's still, the line's all good now, doesn't it?
Yep. She's
Crazy. Yeah, man. Shout out Aussie Tyres Baywater. Crazy. And then of course, this is the S14 you've built as well?
Yeah, it's my mate Nathan's car. It's a S1, S14,
Another LS.
LS. Yep.
The Australian
Yeah.
blood runs thick.
Yeah.
So good. This thing looks awesome. It's going to come up awesome, eh?
Yeah, it's a cool car. Origin
Yeah.
racing like kid, 55 guards.
Massive fan of S14s, eh?
Yeah.
So cool. Yeah, this thing's going to come up awesome.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, well, we may as well move some cars and get the E36 fixed. Alright, so this is the most simple gearbox pull and swap in the whole entire world. So we have the exhaust, which I already pulled off quickly, which just has 2 V-band clamps either side. Boom, comes straight off. Then we undo these 4 bolts here, which is super simple, so I've already undone them. Undo these 2 13mm bolts here, and the drive shaft comes out. 4 13mm bolts here on the cross member, and then that pulls out, and then there's 4 bolts on the gearbox itself. The main bolts holding it on, 2 up top, 2 down bottom, and then the slave, and the whole thing just pulls out, and then we'll put the new one in. The hardest part of this whole job was getting the car on the hoist. We've got the gearbox out. Boom, this is a broken one. It took like 20 minutes, and if it wasn't for like a bolt that we kind of got a little bit lost on, it would have taken like 15 minutes. Yeah. And here's the new box, which is not really new, but good to go. Such a small box. So yeah, we're gonna chuck this up and then bolt everything back together, do a bolt check while we're all under here, make sure everything's all good. Let's do it. The new gearbox is back in. Woo, everything's back together. It literally took no time. It's really easy when you have a hoist. It would have sucked doing this on my driveway. Still a bit dirty under here, but everything's back together. I need to clean this exhaust because Damon's gonna kill me if he sees that it looks like this. But shout out to Nathan for helping me out and getting it done. So now the car has 5 gears. Yeah, it's not 6. So. Yeah, 5 gears. I'm enjoying my time here. I kind of want to get a hoist now. Lovely. So good. Far out. I love not laying on the ground and fixing my car. Look at those little rub marks. That's what you want. That's a good rub. There's other things that I'm not going to show you that are bad rubs. Alright, we are all done. Thanks, Nathan. Huge shout out to the Mac 10 boys. Go give them a follow on Instagram. You'll see their Instagram pop up here. They're absolute legends. And they drive way more than me, and they're actually good. So we're going to load this thing up on the trailer, get some sleep. Super stoked. So I will see you guys in the morning. Woo! Boom. It's another day. Still working on the E36, getting it ready for the dyno and ready for the track. Things are going very well, so I'll give you guys a little bit of an update on where we're at. So we've removed the valve cover, and I'm actually replacing it because it had a crack in it. So this is the old valve cover. It had a wee crack down the back here, which I had filled up with JB Weld, but I didn't want to risk it at any of the other track days, so we're replacing the valve cover with a new one, which we have over here. And we've also added another breather, another port for the catch can. So now we'll be running 2, which will let the engine breathe a lot more, especially under boost, as just this one was not cutting it. So now we've got 2, and then yeah, I'm just replacing everything and making sure we have 0 oil leaks, because I've been just having niggly little oil leaks which have been super annoying. So we're replacing everything, and then I'm gonna jack the car up, put it on axle stands, and just completely degrease and spray the hole underneath the car down, just so if we do have any oil leaks we can kind of see where they're coming from, because everything will be clean. And then putting the colder thermostat in, because this thermostat we've got in at the moment is too hot, and then the car will be perfectly ready for the dyno and for the track day. We've also got all fresh new oils for the car, gearbox oil, engine oil, degreaser obviously, so this thing is going to be fresh as hell. Want this thing to be reliable at the next couple of track days so we can just focus on the driving. So I've got all the new gaskets in the rocker cover. Now we're going to chuck it on. Alright, so we've got oil in the engine, brand new oil in the gearbox as well. There was absolutely none in it, so good thing we put oil in it. Everything's topped up. Now we're going to get under the car and spray this thing with degreaser and then water blast it, because this thing is so freaking oily and dirty under here. And it's really hard to chase oil leaks when there's a bunch of oil around, so clean it all up and then we'll know exactly where the oil is coming from if there is any oil leaks. So alrighty, so the car's basically ready for the dyno. I forgot to film me pressure washing the underside of the car, but it's really clean under there now. It was so freaking dirty. I had a lot of fun with the pressure washer. I also went ahead and hooked up the wideband controller, which I didn't have hooked up, just in case we need it for the dyno. Whole setup looks awesome. Catch can now looks great with both ends hooked up. Breathes nicely, so hopefully we won't have any troubles with that on the dyno. It feels so good to get the car ready 2 weeks before the competition instead of half an hour before the competition. Alright, it's dark out, it's freezing out, but we're about to go outside and switch the E36 from 98 octane fuel to E85 fuel. I'm really excited about this. We've got the dyno tune tomorrow night, so we have to get it at least running okay so we can get it on the trailer and get it onto the dyno machine. On the E85 we don't really want to be mucking around with the car too much at the dyno, we just want to tune it there. I have brand new 800cc injectors here. We are going to chuck those in on the dyno. I'm not going to muck around with that now. It takes like 10 minutes to change the injectors, which is super easy. And I have the E85 outside. First thing we need to do is empty the tank of the 98 octane. I hate fuel. E85 smells awesome, fuel smells crap, but let's do this. One of my favourite things I own for working at night is this O-Light. It's a headlamp, it's LED, super awesome. It's been really handy ever since I got it. It just allows me to actually do stuff without having to hold my phone, which is the most annoying thing in the entire world. Alright, so we have our little jiggy setup here that's going to this fuel can over here, and we're going to empty the tank out simply by plugging in my battery charger that I've got hooked up to the fuel pump. Boom, that's hooked up, and now the fuel is literally emptying into this tank, which is awesome. Luckily there's not much fuel in the car to begin with. Alright, so all the fuel is emptied out of the tank. I've also emptied all the fuel out of the surge tank, so now it's time to dump some E85 in and see if we can kind of get it running. There's still a tiny bit of 98 left at the bottom of the tank, so yeah, we'll chuck some E85 in, we'll kind of get it running and kind of see how we go. Very little amount of 98, like maybe a litre, so hopefully it doesn't affect anything too much. Let's put the E85 in. These jiggle hoses, by the way, are the best thing you'll ever buy. If you don't have one and you have a race car, grab one. It's got a little ball bearing at the end of it here, right in there, and you put the other end into the fuel tank and just give this a shake. Boom, that's it, and now it's filling the tank up with fuel. Seriously, so damn good. E85 smells so much nicer than fuel. The E85 is in. Alrighty, so flicking it on and off a couple of times to get the surge tank full. Now I haven't touched the fuel tables yet just because I think there might have been a bit of 98 at the bottom, so we'll just start her up, check out the air fuel ratios and kind of see what happens when we try and start the car. Starting to go up, starting to go up. Alright, now we'll turn it off because it's seeing a really high air fuel ratio because of course we have E85 in it now. So we'll go to the fuel table. Actually we'll select the whole fuel table. Sorry, didn't do that. Needed to select the whole thing. Times by 1.3, which is 30%. Press OK. Close. Send current settings. We've sent the current settings to the controller. We're going to start her up. Ooh, not bad. It can't be that easy, surely, but maybe it is. Seeing air fuel ratio of about 13.7 on idle, which is quite nice actually. Boom, we're running on E85, people. Damn, that's freaking awesome. that is a wrap on this video. I am so stoked that I have my first ever car running on E85 dyno tune tomorrow night. Damn, I'm excited. Fingers crossed, guys, that it all goes well. Please cross your fingers for me. No idea what power we're going to make. I want it to be reliable. I don't just want to make massive numbers. I'm feeling like 12 PSI is going to be more than enough, although we're running E85, which makes it safer, so we can put more boost into it. But I think 12 to 14 PSI sounds about right. Let's have a wee competition. Put in the comments below on this video how much power you think we're going to make on the dyno tomorrow night. Whoever picks a number that's the closest, I'm going to send you guys some stickers and maybe even a couple other goodies as well. Thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, @it's Mike Lake. Tomorrow night, dyno tune. I'm pumped. Yeah. Woo. Peace.